Welcome to another video around Dynamics 365 Marketing to support your pre-sales training enablement needs. My name is Craig Kreskis. I'm a cloud solution architect here in the US, and this video is titled Trigger-Based Journeys based on events or changes that happen inside of Dataverse. Now, this video is the third video around journeys. This one is specifically focused on, again, changes that occur inside a Dataverse. Now, the key takeaway here is that trigger-based journeys, marketers can react to changes from an event or a table change inside of a Dynamics 365 app. To support and augment your training efforts in this video, I provided you a screenshot from the documentation online. You're welcome to read if that is easier for you and you're looking for some additional details. Now, the trigger-based journeys, as I mentioned, based on a Dataverse record change. As you recall from a previous video on trigger-based journeys, these are what enables marketers to react to customer reactions or customer actions in real time. Now, Dataverse triggers allow marketers to use the customer interaction data changes inside a Dataverse to then trigger and personalize an engagement. So when you think about it, really this gives marketers the ultimate flexibility for them to start to personalize and measure customer journeys based on Dynamics 365 customer data. Now consider the scenarios that you have and that you work with in your prospects today. As an example, a customer renews a contract inside of Dynamics 365. Maybe there's a service ticket that is initiated or closed inside of customer service or field service. Or think of a survey that is sent out where the company captures data and sentiment and then can trigger another action based on the results of that survey. So in this video, we're going to do is create, or we're going to use the existing Dataverse trigger we created in the prior video. We'll go ahead and create a new journey. I want to show you how you can add additional conditions, and then when you're ready, publish that journey. So let's begin. So we'll begin by using the Dataverse trigger. So again, in a prior video, we went and created a trigger based on a Dataverse. Now to get to that trigger, we can go ahead and select on triggers. Now an easy way to filter on those triggers, you have all triggers by default in your view. And let's go ahead and select Dataverse triggers. You see in the list several triggers that are already included with Dynamics 365 Marketing. And at the bottom of the list, if you recall, during that video where we explored triggers, we created a Dataverse trigger and called it order placed. So let's select that trigger. From here, I want to use this to create a journey. You'll name the journey. In my case, I selected customer places order. The trigger is automatically populated, and then I create the journey, and that's it. Now, the second step in the process is to build out that journey. So let's go ahead and create the journey. So we took a trigger, and then from that view, we initiated or began the journey, but let's go ahead and build that out further. As we've done in the other journeys, simply insert, and I'm going to choose to select an email. On the right panel, based on that, I need to choose which email I'm going to send out. So in this case here, I select thank you for your order. Now a little variation in this video, on the right side, you see the three dots, the ellipsis. Go ahead and select those options. And let's go ahead and add a test to this particular journey. And so in this scenario, this gives me the flexibility to initiate a test to compare two different channels or two different emails, or it could also be one email and one text. So it gives marketers a tremendous flexibility on what they're going to test on. If you choose email like I did, select what email that's going to look like. So again, I've got now 2 independent emails. Thank you for your order, and your order has been processed. Let's navigate back to the test itself. I wanted to highlight just a few other details if you're going to demonstrate this in your presentation. Notice, again, you've got your 2 channels, the 2 different versions. You could determine which receives each test version. Also, the winning metric is, in my case here, is based on click-through rate versus open rate. And then also at the bottom, you'll notice I've selected default version as version A. What that means is if there is no clear winner when I send out to my test audience, then let's go ahead and use version A for the remaining members of this journey. Now that we've got some data and we've added an email and channel, let's go back and imagine the scenario for a moment where I want to add additional criteria to this particular journey. Again, this could be a much more complex journey, so I'll select at the top level where it begins. Again, this event, a signal, something that triggers the journey. And you could edit that journey because I'm still in edit mode. Now you'll see here on the right panel, I can add a condition. So go ahead and choose that attribute, in this case here because I'm in the sales order, and then I can search on amount. So in my example, what I want to do is I entered in amount, so I have obviously a number of different options here, but in my scenario, I'm going to select on the total amount. And let's say, again, if the total amount is over a certain dollar threshold, I want to send out a different email. I want to send out maybe a discount or a more personalized email. So I'll hit greater than, I'll add that value. And as I enter that in this scenario, right, just to review, if I were to save and publish this journey, it would only trigger when, first of all, a sales order is placed. That's the event happening in Dataverse. And in addition to that, when the total amount is over $500. I can hit save, and of course, once I'm done, I'll be ready to publish. Now, this video was intended just to be a simple exercise to demonstrate how powerful this feature is incorporating Dataverse and how that can accelerate your conversations with prospects. Again, this goes well beyond a traditional marketing solution just to target prospects and leads. You can see how now, as we're listening to changes that are happening inside of Dynamics 365 by using the Dataverse trigger, creating that journey, and then personalizing that journey based on certain conditions or criteria, and then publishing it. I want to thank you so much for your time and investment to learn about Dynamics 365 Marketing. There are several videos already published, additional videos coming soon. And if you're interested in learning more about some of the upcoming live events, at the bottom left of your screen, you can see the link to our event calendar. Again, I want to thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you at a video soon.